Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another week of three guys and sometimes a bear who has not showed up yet talk about football.
Dun, 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 dun.
Bam,
Ba,
bam,
ba, ba,
bam,
ba,
bam,
ba.
bam.
That didn't. That was like a tribal version. Like,
We're doing the NFL haka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
Hey, folks, welcome to another week in NFL football. Joined here back with Terrell, Grendor, and Sinvicta.
Hello.
Hey, that's us.
Bear has been found MIA. I know that's a double negative, but I'm going to stick with it anyway.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah,
I'm taking the over-under right now. Over-under on Bear actually showing up, but just for the pick'ems. Over-under within 10 minutes of us starting the segment.
I'm gonna say under.
I'm going to say under as well.
5.
I'll say under, but I think he might not show up at all today.
Ooh.
Well, that's not one of the choices.
Well,
Yeah, that's, if you don't think he'll show up at all, that's an over.
Yeah.
all right, fair enough.
Yeah, so he'll show up within 10 minutes of us starting the pick'em. So make sure you mark that down.
Yeah. So we're on week 12. That means we've done. This is our 10th episode. Of this?
10th episode.
It feels like just yesterday. It's like, hey, you guys just want to rant about football on a podcast? Like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, sure.
It was also like the quickest coming together collaboration project that I've ever had in this industry. Like, it's just like, yeah, Tuesday sounds good, right? Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. It just, the stars aligned. And it's just been great.
And we have an amazing title for the podcast, too. 3 guys and a bear talk about football.
Yeah.
What's there not to love?
Dude, I've had some people like show up on my stream being like, hey, I found you through the football podcast. And I was like, what?
Really?
It's like, well, what? Like, all right. And the amount of people that listen to this show, they're like, I know nothing about football. I'm like,
I know. I get that all the time too, actually. And which is really exciting. Like I love that. Even when I do like Madden streams on my own, like all the time, that is like my favorite comment. And people are like, all right, I gotta pick a team because I'm like this now. And it's just like, yes.
And we've turned them all into Browns fans. Go Browns.
Great.
Go Browns.
And Nora did in fact confirm, was not a football fan, listen to the podcast, listen to us praise the Cleveland Browns and became a Browns fan.
Yeah, it is now a Browns fan.
So you're welcome, city of Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need our statue right next to LeBron. He did nothing.
Yeah, the NFL should pay us.
Yeah, tell him, Coach. You are a coach here, so
please hire me, Packers. I'll fix your team. Normally, I've been starting with the Packers, so I'm going to start with the. Let's start with the Bucs this time. They won.
Yeah,
they actually won a game.
They actually won, Coach. The stars aligned, like you said. Tampa Bay destroying the anemic, I almost want to say anorexic, San Francisco 49er offense. Nick Mullins throwing 2 picks to that vaunted Tampa Bay defense. It was just, we were just running wild, Coach. And I gotta eat some crow because I didn't realize that Jameis Winston was still in the league. But he actually did start, and he played kind of all right, supposedly, I guess.
Yeah, he's got good numbers, but again, it's against the 49ers, so take it with what you will.
I mean, it's kind of like giving AP's son a chance versus AP in the beat-down closet without having a weapon for himself.
I mean, I'm in agreement. Jameis Winston, the stats look nice, but honestly, right now at this point, I feel like he's a big piece of shit, and I don't really care about him. So, like, I don't.
Again, it's how I've always felt about him. I'm like, guys, it's like all those guys, like Adrian Peterson, I especially hate him because he was with the Vikings, and I was like, goddamn Vikings again. And then I don't know who else was there. There's like some other ones where it's just they're there, and you're just like, man, I can't wait till they're out of the league.
Yeah,
LaDainian Tomlinson would be one of those, Coach. LT going up against LT, you don't want to do it. He's too
but
good.
he's like a nice guy though, isn't he?
Yeah. I thought we're talking about like,
no.
He
specifically pointed out like bad apple kind of
okay.
players.
Yeah, the bad
you go for
just
Ray,
slandered LT's good name.
A Ray Rice, Terrell Owens sort of win. I got you.
Yeah, Ray Rice is another one. Terrell
Yeah.
Owens, like I don't think he did anything, but he's just kind of a jackass. So
Yeah, he was just a butthole, but he was like just good, and he didn't have off the field issues, right? Like I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. He's just
I've got some stories I'll tell you after the podcast.
Okay.
You're hanging out with Terrell Owens?
No, but I was hanging out with Tony Gonzalez's like agent one year in Vegas. I'll tell you later, but it happened.
Wow.
It revolves around TO, but I'm not going to say it publicly.
Oh damn!
All right.
I'll tell you after the podcast. Remind me.
Fair enough.
Sounds good. I'll remind you.
But yeah,
that down. TO story.
So
Okay.
Peyton Barber, coach, summarizing this year's Buccaneer offense in one stat line: 18 carries, 47 yards, but we got a touchdown for 2.6 averaging yards per carry. Coach,
The Buccaneers should be happy with any points they get at this point.
that is true, because considering that they were once the number one offense in the entire NFL to, whatever we are now. I mean,
Still be? Like, hold on,
there's no way. There's
It's good.
after the last couple games, with the exception of like last week, there's no way.
Dude, Vita Vea had a sack.
Yeah,
Tampa Bay total yards leader, still number one.
but look at their points for though.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
It makes no sense, Rob. Number one.
It really doesn't. I mean, they're finally close to being eclipsed by the Los Angeles Rams,
Thank
who
God.
are 9 the 8-2 or
Yeah.
9-2,
Who are a vastly superior team than Tampa Bay. But I mean,
It's insane.
one thing I gotta say is that Mike Evans, I finally realized it after watching the guy play for years. He reminds me, he is basically Tampa Bay's Andre Johnson. That's essentially what Mike Evans is. A solid receiver you can always depend upon, but it just doesn't have the weapons around him to get him anywhere past maybe the playoffs. I don't even remember the last time Tampa Bay was in the playoffs. It has to be at least 10 years now.
It's like Calvin Johnson, too, with the Lions. Just constant disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look this up for you right now, Coach. Last time.
Well, I know that the Jets currently have the longest drought, which is surprising because we were. It was only 2010. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess because the Jaguars and Bills were the other teams.
Once the Bills clinched it, we became the longest drought, which I'm still pretty salty about.
Oh yeah, the last Buccaneers was the Giants.
2007.
Yeah,
Really?
2007.
So then that stat that I just said is wrong.
Yeah,
11 years,
Jets?
Rob.
Yeah.
Technically,
Longest
well,
NFL playoff.
technically from calendar, if we're talking about calendar days, it's been
No, because we were 2010,
it's been almost 11 years. If you're looking at that.
Maybe we're the longest in the AFC or something. Maybe I heard that stat wrong. I remember they said it in a game, so that's why I remember that stat.
Well, they were clearly wrong because the Buccaneers are awful.
Yeah. Might just be in the AFC or something. I don't know.
Here we go. Longest NFL playoff droughts. Team last postseason appearance. The Browns are number one.
Yep.
2002.
Until next season, Coach. Go Browns.
Yep. So it's 2002.
Yeah, hold on. Wait, the Browns are there too. Where the fuck did I hear that stat? It's obviously bullshit. There's nothing. All right, so basically completely
dream it up, Rob.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where that maybe it wasn't a dream. I don't know where I heard that.
Oh my god, these stupid I hate when these videos start playing.
Yeah, they automatically start. I hate that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's the Browns, then the Bucks at 2007. The Jets and the Bears are tied at 2010 at third place.
Oh wow, I didn't know it's been that long for the Bears.
Yeah, their last playoff game was the championship against the Packers, where we beat them and won the Super Bowl. Very good year. Very good year.
I don't recall that, Coach.
Very good year.
Not ringing a bell.
And then Chargers 49ers 2013 are the other teams. Tied at 5th or 4th or whatever it is.
But yeah, that makes sense about the Bucks, Coach. We're just awful. I mean, our winningest coach was Gruden at 57 and 55. That's our winningest coach. Man. Barely above 500. Welcome to Tampa Bay, everyone. Hello.
At least you guys got a Super Bowl past 1960 fucking 8.
Yeah, but the standard friend rule is that if your team wins the Super Bowl, you cannot complain about anything regarding your team for 5 years, and that has since long gone for me. Right, I'm hungry. I'm ready to go for an actual playoff run.
I feel you, but at the same time, Joe Namath is credited for making the NFL AFL merger successful with his win in the Super Bowl. That's how long ago it's been.
Yeah.
Did you guys?
Super Bowl 3 was so important. We're at 52. He won 3.
We're at 50. Well,
Jesus.
I mean, we do have the Packers won the first 2. Lombardi Trophy. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's named after the Packers. It's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. That's the wrap up from Tampa Bay, Coach. And
all right, they're on their way.
Yeah, we got the trash out of the way. Now on to the less trashier stuff. Take it away, Rob.
Oh, you want
hold on. Before we get into the really bad teams of the league, did you know that Joe Montana almost got drafted by the Packers?
Really?
No.
Yeah. Bart Starr was the manager. And he was apparently contemplating taking Joe Montana, but then he didn't. And he was like, the guy who was my scout almost like killed himself because he was like so disappointed. He's like, how could you not take him? And then he's like, yeah, I should have took him. So
that was probably a slight oversight in my part.
Yeah. But then the 49ers, could have taken Aaron Rodgers, and they didn't. So it's kind of like a trade-off.
I just watched a video on that, actually, funnily enough.
Oh.
The thing with Alex Smith and A-Rod.
It
all kind of worked out.
Yeah, it all kind of worked out. I think there was something with it, too, with like Mike McCarthy was actually the one who passed on Aaron Rodgers, or like one of the people in the room that didn't want to take him.
I literally just watched the video, so it's fresh in my mind. He was the OC at the time. As far as the video is concerned, I mean, he really had no decision-making authority at that point, because he was just the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So, but he liked him apparently. So,
All right. Well,
yeah.
Let's move on to the Jets then.
There you go.
Hey, Rob. You know what? When I checked the score, I was like, dude, the Jets are like tied with the Patriots. How long will this last? And I was like, probably not very long. And
they were tied when the game was at like 0-0 at 15 minutes. I was like, man.
No, we were tied at halftime, actually. It was 10-10.
10-10, I think.
Yeah, and I remember there was a little bit of positivity in the Jets thread, the game thread that we were talking
a little bit.
Yeah, but
Not
I can
much.
point to both a tweet of mine and a Reddit post of mine saying that the game was going to turn out exactly as it did, because I've seen the Pats play. I've watched 10 years of Tom Brady shitting on me. I know how he does it. I know which butt cheek he prefers. And the reality is, this happens all the time to the Patriots. They'll have a competitive first half or even be down in the first half and then just shit all over us. It doesn't matter. That's what they do.
I'm so glad that you didn't go like too much further with that metaphor.
I was thinking about it. I considered it.
Thank you, Rob.
But like, I mean, I don't know. It's like it wasn't even. I don't know. It's just this coaching staff is bad and also has kind of clearly given up.
Yeah.
And it's weird. Because I mean, we were. So I tweeted about this. We were down 2 scores in the fourth quarter. And this isn't the first time this has happened, by the way. This is all year long. This is why we do not like Todd Bowles here in New York. Because he is painfully conservative. We're down 2 scores in the fourth quarter. 7 minutes left to go. It's 4th and 2. What do? Let's fucking punt it, boys. Let's punt that fucking football. Come on, man. It's just like, do anything. Literally anything, man. Even though we ended the game with 2 timeouts, just sitting there, just chilling. Like, it's just it makes me honestly wonder, are we like, did Chris Johnson just come to Todd Bowles.
We be the New York Jets,
matey. I think we might
need a new coaching staff.
But like, it makes me wonder if Chris Johnson came up to Todd Bowles and said like, hey, yeah, look competitive, but you're out by the end of the year. So just, we won't cut you right now if you just accept the losses in all the games.
Yeah.
Like, because it feels like that. It feels like they don't care. They just don't care. And the team doesn't care either. Like, the team straight up doesn't care. The only people that were clearly caring were the same people that have been clearly caring all year, which is, Josh McCown still cares. Quincy Enunwa still cares. And Jamal fucking Adams is a god, actually. Like, he was in on every defensive play. Like, that's not a real stat or anything, but like, it felt like that when you were watching the game. Like, he was in on like every single play. I mean, he's rushing the QB sometimes. He was covering like Gronk one-on-one for like half the game, and Gronk was being shut down for a lot of the game. It was, I mean, even in victory, I mean, he only had 3 receptions for 56 yards on 7 targets. So, I mean, I don't know. Jamal Adams still looks great. But honestly, this season right now for us is like, well, I'm now looking to see where our draft pick is going to be, and hoping that we don't pick the wrong coach, which the Jets have done for literally like 60 years now. So hopefully,
are you saying you had a bad coach with the man who loved feet?
You know what?
Would you take Rex back
right now? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, there's not even a question for me. But
you'd at least get them like emotionally into the game.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's the thing about Rex that I never felt. I never felt like he gave up. He fucking loved the Jets. He really did. I mean, he still has a tattoo on his flesh of the Jets. So I mean, like, the man really, and he coached in Buffalo for almost as long as he coached in New York for, right? And when I hear him on like sports broadcasts, he's talking about how he loves the Jets. Like, he still loves that team. And you could tell on the field, like, he cared. Meanwhile, Todd Bowles smiles at losses. I'm not kidding. This happens all the fucking time. We have posts all over the subreddit about it. It's very frustrating. It's just that fucking sinister little smirk at a loss. And I'm just like, oh, Todd, I want to wring your fucking neck. I want to wring your neck. Care a little, at least, about this team.
It also reminds me of Lovie Smith a bit, because that's how he always was. They would just get blown out, and he's like, well, it's just what happens.
Yeah,
they're like freaking out.
Yeah, no, I mean, like literally, like, it's a meme in the Jets subreddit right now that like, oh well, it was a moral victory, guys. We got a moral win, moral victory, boys. Woo! Because like, it's just, he says the same shit every press conference. And then, and honestly, he was like throwing the defense under the bus like 2 weeks ago, and I was a little bit salty about that. And he's like shades of Hugh Jackson, honestly, in throwing players under the bus, but obviously not as bad. But I don't know. It's like, I got nothing wrong with the man. He's clearly not the guy. It's just painfully conservative. It is so boring to watch Jets games. It's just boring and shitty. It sucks, and I hate it.
It's dumb, and I hate it, and it's boring, and I'm stupid.
Go Jets.
That's what I mean. Like, I just want, honestly, I don't even care if our team is competitive. Can we just throw the ball a lot effectively? Like, I'll take that. I'll live with that. I could lose and still have fun, Yeah.
Don't you think some of these teams could learn, like, when they play the Patriots, or like even when you play the Patriots twice a year, you'd be like, it'd be fun to do some of the things they do. We should try implementing those things. And they're like, we could just run.
And you know what? I should mention, because I've been shitting on Bulls every week with the Jets losses, and rightfully so, I think. But Jeremy Bates, who is our offensive coordinator, is terrible. I mean, just terrible. He's awful. he might be worse than Shoddy a couple years ago, which again, I don't know how the hell he has still getting jobs. But yeah, like, I mean, I don't know. Jeremy Bates is terrible. I remember in the offseason, he was being hailed as like, oh, this is a genius QB whisperer. You know, we're moving on from John Morton because Jeremy Bates, he's going to be the perfect man for Darnold. He's going to know, he's going to have the right system to get him into. No, he's actually just going to run and throw a screen on third down on 3rd and 14. That seems fine. This team just makes me so mad.
Well, it's a good rant. Really, there's no like, you know, constructive criticism you can take out of that game. It's just like you just devolved over the season into just a pool of like Jets water. It's just dripping on the ground. We're garbage.
Most of our players are garbage, and our coaching is garbage. The front office is garbage. Like, we're just garbage right now, and it needs a complete makeover next year. So hopefully it happens, and hopefully it's not Mike McCarthy. Woo!
Well,
yeah. Speaking of Mike McCarthy,
yep, that's my time. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hello.
Anybody watch that game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw part of it, and I knew that today was going to be a lot of fun listening to Coach talk about Green Bay Packers.
Yeah. So, okay.
So what happened, Coach?
First off, first half of the game was actually like not too bad. Like
14-14.
It's 14-14 tie game. Mike McCarthy talked about how he watched the Chiefs-Rams game, and he was like, damn, that was a fun game to watch. And everyone's like, ooh, is Mike McCarthy going to, like, you know, take some offensive plays out of those playbooks? And he did. He did, like, a couple, like, motion plays, which we never do. He did some, like, whoop-de-doo things, and you're like, oh, this is looking good. And then halftime hit, and he's like, all right, back to the old book. And then he just went straight back to doing our shitty play calling. It was, like, unbelievable. It was like, why are we doing this again? However, he did run Aaron Jones 17 times for 72 yards, 1 touchdown. That's 4.2 yards a carry. So that was okay. He got over 15 carries this time.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. I believe it was you, Coach, who said that if the Packers don't run Aaron Jones more than 11 times, they lose. But if they do, they usually win.
Yes. Well,
that was 15. And in fairness to Crendor, I think he said that specific game.
Yeah,
just for that specific game.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things where like Aaron Rodgers was kind of off too. He missed some throws, which he's been doing all year. Actually, it hasn't been like 100%.
Yeah.
People keep putting up stats, being like, "Look at his rating," and it's like, yeah, but did you watch the game and like see him miss the easy targets or like not, or just she just doesn't throw it?
He's got a great rating though. Great rating.
Great rating. You know what else is great? Being 4-6-1. We have the same record as the Browns. The same record as the Cleveland Browns, and I'd rather watch a Browns game at this point.
Now, Coach Crendor, how do you feel knowing that you're only 1 tie away from having the same record as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Coach Crendor?
That's okay. But here, okay. Here's the thing. We can still make the playoffs if we win out. We need to win out and hope a couple things happen. We can still make it. All right. Is it going to happen? Probably not. No. But we play Arizona. We play the Jets.
Yeah.
All right. That's 2 wins, probably.
There you go, Rob. There you go.
I mean, it's
that's
true.
6-1. And then we play the Lions. We can beat the Lions. And then we just play the Bears and the Falcons. And those are the 2 games that are like...
Ooh, the Bears game's going to be kind of tough.
Dude, honestly, with the Falcons, I don't know if they're really... I don't think people need to worry about them anymore this year. They're 4-7. Like, I get it. I get why you worry about it. It's Matt Ryan, right? Like, I mean, he can still throw it. And I think that's fair. But I mean, like, at the same time, I mean... On paper, that looks like it should be a win, probably.
Yeah. Like, I think every game is winnable outside of the Bears game, which I think we can still win out of, like, rivalry purposes, like, just knowing how they play and playing them every year. So it's one of those things where it's like, all right, it could happen, but at the same time, I almost don't want it to happen because I want a draft pick that's good, and I want Aaron Rodgers to be happy next year and not have Mike McCarthy there anymore.
Yeah.
Because he's obviously not happy with Mike McCarthy. And I don't think many people are on the team.
And bad plays shouldn't be rewarded, Coach. If you play bad, you shouldn't be rewarded, no matter what game you're talking about. We talk about that every day on the practice field and in the locker room. If you play terrible, you shouldn't get rewarded for it. And in this case, the Packers shouldn't get rewarded for being as bad as the Browns are.
Well, yeah, it hits that point where it's like who's good on the team now? It's like, all right, we got Aaron Jones, he's good. Devontae Adams, he's good. Like Aaron Rodgers, okay. And then like defense, maybe like Blake Martinez and Jair Alexander, who's like our rookie standout. Like outside of those, and Kenny Clark, our defensive tackle. Outside of that, like I don't think there's like anyone. Maybe like a couple here, like Bakhtiari on the line's good. Like a couple linemen.
The Packers tackling was just terrible in that game.
Oh, that's like our name a better like duo of like just Packers terrible. And not being able to tackle. We haven't been able to tackle in forever. Although there was that Jair Alexander tackle where he like ran into Thielen and then knocked over the guy behind him. I was like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. And then what's his name? What's our one? Not Davis. Daniels. Daniels is out for the season probably. So that's already another blow to the line. Yep. We have so many injuries. I want to know who our medical staff like trainer is because it feels like we have like 10 injuries every game. So many people are injured, and I'm just like, do you guys train or like keep your body healthy? Because it doesn't feel like it.
Reminds me of that Simpsons scene where Bart like he extends his hands to like crack his fingers, and like you hear everything just pop. He's like, "Oh, my bones are so brittle," but that doesn't make any sense. I'm drinking plenty of milk now with more vitamin R.
Yeah, I remember that.
Your punter's name is J.K. Scott?
Yep, J.K. Scott.
Just
J.K.
kidding.
Scott.
He looks like an 80s like teen movie villain.
Yeah, he kind of is. He's we drafted him this year in like the 6th or 7th round or something. He's been pretty good.
5th round, actually.
Oh, 5th round. Yeah, he's out of Alabama, so we knew he'd be good. But like, we've needed a punter so badly because we punt so much because we can't convert third downs. So it's been very nice having a punter that's actually good.
See, you're talking to a different breed of football fan when Rob and I are talking about we need a new organization, and Krendor's like his biggest complaint other than the head coach is, we've needed a punter so bad. That's like what kind of luxury fantasy land are you living in where the punter is like showing up on the radar of needs? Must be nice.
Funny enough, speaking of special teams, our kicker, like the Jets kicker this year, Jason Myers, is having like a god tier year. By the way, people aren't talking about it. Actually, I don't even think he's leading Pro Bowl votes, but he should. He's got 23 of 25 field goals. That's a 92%.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's 92%, and he's had 550 plus. That's the record, by the way. Like that's like no one's done that before. Like he is having a godly year as a kicker, which is which I guess is a positive of a team. But
the only person ahead of him for field goals made is Kaimi Fairbairn on Houston. And he's 24-29.
Yeah. So, I mean, Jason Myers is killing it this year, so I'm happy about that. Actually, I want to posit something for the three of us, because actually, how long has Dirk Cutter been the head coach of the Bucs now?
The whole 2 seasons?
I thought it was 2. Yeah, I thought it was this is his second. Yeah. Well, so, that's why I'm not sure they're going to drop Cutter this year, but we're all kind of in the market for a new coach. Do you guys have any names that you're thinking
He's
of?
in his third season, which is what I thought.
He's in his third season. Okay, so maybe they will cut him this year. They might. But yeah, do you guys have names? Do you have thoughts, or even just a general idea of where you would a philosophy that you would like to go towards?
Would you say that they would
caught him?
God damn it!
Isn't it pronounced Cutter anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I would want either one of the young coaches with the what's his name on the Bears. What what's his name? Matt Nagy. I'd want somebody like that, or like he's been an offensive coordinator, can like talk to Aaron Rodgers, almost like a Josh McDaniels. Like if Josh McDaniels actually wanted to come coach the Packers, which I think he would, just to play with Aaron Rodgers. I wouldn't even mind that because I at least know he's gonna be creative, way more creative than Mike McCarthy is. Yeah. So just anybody like that. I even take like Bruce Arians, who I know is gonna like write up plays, but I think he wants to go to the Browns apparently.
He really wants to go to the Browns. That's been his dream. And I'm sad about it because like I would love Bruce Arians to coach the Jets. Bruce Arians is hilarious and I love that man. And he's a good coach too.
Who would want to go to the Browns right now?
Well, no, but like that's apparently his dream job, and he was very upset when he didn't even get an interview for the Browns job, and then he ended up taking over Arizona and then took them 13-3. So the Browns are kind of, kicking themselves in the butt that time. But like Arians even doubled down last week, said like, yeah, no, the only team that I would come out of retirement for is the Browns. Like that, just the Browns.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I would love to see that too. That'd be great.
Too.
For the Bucks, I mean, I've had the full spectrum coach. So like we've had a young head coach since Dungy left up until Lovie Smith. Right. It doesn't like I'm tired of I don't want another young go getting players coach anymore. I'm tired of it. I want an Andy Reid. I want someone who's been in the league as an offensive coordinator, or maybe not even OC, as like a defensive coordinator. I want somebody who has been around like Mike McCarthy. I don't want McCarthy, although I would take him. I don't want him.
Right.
How about Wade Phillips? Wade Phillips sounds like it's up your alley then.
I wouldn't mind Wade if he could do what he did with the Cowboys.
Yeah, they're actually pretty
not
good
the Texans. Yeah. With him working with the Texans, I wasn't a big fan, but I wouldn't mind Wade Phillips. I would take him over Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
I posted in private text the top 10 head coaching candidates for next year.
Let's see what this here. Let's see.
Couple of guys.
Rob Alpaca Patrol. I think that's how you pronounce your name.
Yeah.
That's a couple good ones. Bruce Arians, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Campbell and Matt Campbell. No relation.
Yep. Looking through here.
John
DeFilippo.
DeFilippo. John Harbaugh. No, I do not want a Harbaugh. I don't want a Harbaugh
either.
I would take McCarthy over Harbaugh.
I'd probably take John Harbaugh over McCarthy.
That would make sense if he moved to the Jets, honestly.
Yeah, that's like apparently there was an article on the Jets subreddit today that was like Albert Breer says John Harbaugh the most likely next head coach of the Jets. Which, I mean, I don't know. Like he seems like a great coach. Like he's a good coach, obviously. The thing is like I don't know if I could deal with another defense-focused man for the next couple of years. I just can't do it anymore.
I personally would not. Yeah. I would not have a problem if Jim Schwartz from the Eagles came over to the Bucks.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind
reasonable.
Him. I would not mind him. I want a defensive-oriented coach like we had with. With Dungy, but with Gruden's team. It was Dungy's team, but with Gruden. You know what I mean? Because that Super Bowl was based around Tampa Bay's legendary defense in that year, and ever since then, the Tampa Bay Bucks have just not had a defense.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, defense can still
they still win really games.
Good. Yeah,
they still win games.
I mean, looking at I wouldn't mind Josh McDaniels or Lincoln Riley as like head coach of the Sooners.
I really want Lincoln Riley, but it's gonna be damn near impossible to get him out of college. He just signed a 6-year, $25 million deal, and he's winning. So like it's just like I don't. It's gonna be if he ends up in the NFL next year, someone's gonna have to pay a lot of money to get him out of there.
Yeah. Yeah,
I would love him though.
He would probably go to like a team like the Packers though, where they already have a quarterback who's like, "Hey, let's like go crazy and throw everywhere," and he'd be like, "All right," and he can do it. But that's why I think it's going to be Josh McDaniels because I think he'll definitely want to coach. But I think different from like when he was going to go to the Colts, I think he would actually go to Green Bay just because of quarterback. Well, with Andrew Luck, like now he's looking good, but at the time it was like, is he, gonna die tomorrow on the field? We don't know.
I'm surprised that people are still talking about Josh McDaniels because, like, I don't know, man. If I were a GM in the NFL, what he did to the Colts organization, like, he would be on my blacklist for my front office forever after that. Like,
Yeah,
that's just it. Like, that's just like, because already he had a history of like being kind of a dick in Denver too as the head coach way back when and drafting.
Oh yeah, that's right.
All
right, maybe I don't want him now.
Yeah. And then he was a fucking snake with the Colts. Like, I mean, obviously I'm biased since he's a Patriot and I hate Patriots, but at the same time, like, I don't know, man. I wouldn't trust that guy to run my organization. Personally.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, Coach, you should take him.
Gotta take him.
Gotta take him.
Yeah.
I just want a younger, offensive-minded coach. I think that's the path a lot of teams are going in the NFL right now. I think that would help, kind of rejuvenate the Packers' dead offense. By the way, some more Mike McCarthy play calling. Let me tell you about it. What do you want to do on 4th and inches? Yeah, right. I was like, hey, maybe we'll do a little outside, like, shovels pass to Jones, let him get some space.
Or
maybe QB sneak. Yeah, that's another one. He's like,
good.
but what if? Just run it up the middle and get stuff. Like, wow, great. Glad that had it was even
you got to
the
brute
lack
force
of
it sometimes,
creativity.
Coach.
Yeah.
You got to go for the most obvious sometimes. Obviously.
See, that's the thing, and I guess I'm us discussing coaches is telling of all of our teams' current record in week 12, but I don't know. I think people are overvaluing the young thing. I don't think, because I see that all the time, like, and we've just been talking about it as well, as having a young guy.
I don't want a young, hungry guy anymore. I'm done with
Right,
it.
yeah. You don't want one. Krendor does want one. I'm kind of on the fence about it because I see, because I obviously any kind of news about the Jets is talking about, like, well, what's going to happen next season? So, like, and it's all, and people's opinions tends to be focused around the idea that I want a young guy. I don't really care if he's young or old, as long as he's going to adapt to the modern NFL, because Todd Bowles doesn't do that. Jeremy Bates doesn't do that. Mike McCarthy doesn't seem like he does that. Actually, John Harbaugh looks like he does that, funnily enough. So, I don't know, like, personally, all I want is just someone who cares about offense. I am done watching defensive teams. It doesn't get shit done, and it's just boring and hellish unless we're getting turnovers, and we even when we had great defenses, we didn't do that prolifically, So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I think it's the young thing just ties into, I think, energy, where you see your team just lacking that energy. Like, the younger guy's going to come in and be like, all right, let's go, and kind of relate to him a bit more because he's more their age, too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I think that is part of it. Then you got, like, Jeff Fisher coming in being like, all right, boys, 8-8 time. So, I mean, some teams could use a Jeff Fisher.
I wouldn't mind Jeff Fisher, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've always liked
Oh,
him.
God.
I mean, it's going to set you up to get fired a few years in and then let somebody else take over and your team will be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we'll just get Dungy back. He will fail after 6 seasons, and then Gruden will come back after he's done with the Raiders, and we'll finally win another championship. History repeating itself, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the only other thing is I hope the Packers fire their special teams guy as well, because we cannot, like, we have a lot of special teams plays that just destroy our momentum. Like, Tramon Williams, like, fumbled it because he, like, hit him, and then he had to go up and get it, and he couldn't. And then there's the Ty Montgomery thing. Like, they just lack discipline on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, isn't that a coach's job typically?
Yep.
Yeah. So I thought,
dude, special teams, underrated aspect of football, like, in general.
Yeah.
But, like, in coaching especially too. Like we used to have a guy who I think he's actually with the Rams now. I don't know, Mike. Wait, no, maybe he's with the. Where's Mike Westhoff? Mike Westhoff. Oh, he's with the Saints. Yeah. So he retired from the Jets and then ended up with the Saints, and I was a little salty about that. But he was a great special teams coordinator. We fucking loved him. And now he's doing great shit with the Saints. And important to note, both John Harbaugh and Bill Belichick started as special teams coordinators. So I'm just saying. Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe that bottom of the coaching list had a Kansas City special teams guy. I'll take him. Come on
yeah,
down.
exactly. Yeah.
I just want to. All I want is an Andy Reid. Give me someone like Andy Reid, and I'd be happy.
Hey,
Hard
Mike
to come
McCarthy's kind of part of the Andy Reid tree. You know,
He's
very
don't
good
want
at not
Mike
having
McCarthy.
any timeouts.
I would take him. I would take him under duress, but I would take him. Really, anything over Dirk Cutter is fine. But McCarthy is like barely above the threshold of that.
Oh my God, the amount of terrible clock management McCarthy's done lately too. Like we had one timeout again. Who'd have thought in the final 5 minutes, and then. We just had like multiple delay of game penalties. I'm like, how are you getting so many delay of game penalties? You have timeouts you're burning for these, and still not helping.
That. Yeah, what the fuck happened on that 4th down? You guys got like 2 delay of game penalties after a timeout or something? Too?
Yeah,
like that was insane.
And this isn't the first time it's happened. It's happened multiple times.
Yeah, that's just bad coaching, man. Like, how do you not get the play in by after a timeout?
Yeah, I'm ready to move on from Mike McCarthy. Whether we win, lose, I don't care at this point. Like, I'd rather just, if we lose one more game, just put, what's his name in? Backup quarterback, Deshaun Kaiser. Like, just let Kaiser go.
Just let Aaron Rodgers coach.
Yeah. I know we've gone on, this tangent has gone on probably too long, but another thing that I want to say is that, like, it blows my mind that clock management is something that even needs to be considered in the NFL anymore, because it's just it kind of is just math. Like I know a lot of coaches have a cheat sheet, you know, like Bill Belichick has a cheat sheet of like, that has like a chart of like what time it is and when to take timeouts and like, when you're supposed to be doing that, like, so that it makes sense statistically. I don't know how every coach doesn't have that. Or if I were a head coach in the NFL, I'd be like, hey, I'm going to hire a guy who literally will do just that job so I don't have to worry about it. Like, because this happens in Jets games too. Todd Bowles is terrible at clock management. Even Andy Reid famously
is really bad.
Yeah, and which is amazing because like he's been a great coach forever. How the fuck does he not have a cheat sheet yet, Andy? Come on, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's high school level coaching. I mean, you should never have like clock issues at all.
That's really the thing. That's what's surprising to me. Like these are multi-million-dollar organizations. This is literally like there is a right decision. There is a right and wrong decision on using timeouts like 99% of the time. I mean, obviously outside of like, because if you get to the 4th quarter and you only have one timeout, then that's a different issue, right? Like that's like your offense or your defense having to call a timeout, right? But other than that, like it's literally just mathematical. So I don't know how that's still an issue today. Yeah, with all this money, For
the record, everyone picked the Bucks except for me, who locked in the 49ers for some odd reason. I was doing it halfway just to be funny. Everyone picked the Patriots except for Rob. And then the Packers were picked by, I believe, everybody. Again, thank you to Hippo Nora for keeping up with this. Yeah, it was Rob. It was actually Rob was the only person that picked the Vikings. Everyone else was Green Bay. So good job, Rob.
Yeah. I mean, the Vikings, man. See, and like people are, I'm seeing it already. People are shitting on Kirk Cousins again, man. They just love to shit on that guy, and I don't get it. I don't see it.
I've seen it already.
I just see it all the damn time.
He's completed the most passes.
Yeah, he's got 71 completion percentage on the year with 22 touchdowns and 7 picks. Like
Rob just loves bad quarterbacks.
I don't know, man. Like Kirk, I don't know why he gets so much shit. Like I get why Bortles gets shit on, and I think a lot of that is fair. I like defending Bortles.
Yeah, I was gonna say weird. You don't act like you haven't carried the torch for Bortles.
No. I love defending Bortles. Don't get me wrong, but like. Bortles is nowhere near the QB that Kirk Cousins is.
No.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
Well, let's go over some of the other games. We had Bears Lions Thanksgiving.
right, Thanksgiving. I forgot that.
Yeah.
happened.
Crendor's Coach Crendor's sleeping horse. The Lions were still asleep.
They they were looking all right until the final part of the fourth quarter.
Until Khalil Mack made them realize that he is still a force of nature.
Yeah.
He's a force strategy gaming of nature.
Yep.
Until Matt Patricia lost to Chase fucking Daniel.
Yep.
Coming into this game had like 10 passes in his career. Like,
yeah, that
Jesus.
was pretty sad. That's like a classic Lions match.
Yeah.
It's like, just, play Chase Daniel. And they're like, oh, what do you know? He played better than Matt Stafford. Interesting.
Hold on. I have to calculate a stat right now for you, and I'll get it to you in a second.
Rob has newsflash. Rob has a stat for us, everyone.
Oh, man.
I guess he's Trubisky's not starting against the Giants either.
Okay. So, Chase Daniel, 32 years old. Okay. This is his 10th season. In that game, that one game, he attempted 32% of all of his passes in the NFL altogether in 10 years.
Nice.
That was a third. That one game was a third of all the passes he's attempted. That
is solid.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Pretty wild.
So yeah, that game happened.
Yep.
Redskins at Cowboys also happened. Colt
Fuck
McCoy.
the Redskins. Yeah.
3 interceptions. Yep. And they're I don't think the Redskins are going to win much for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I think they're just going to lose out, and I'm very happy about that, personally. So,
and the Cowboys are actually looking like they could take the East right now.
Yeah, Cowboys are looking pretty solid, I got to say.
I think they're kind of in... I think they will take the East, which is so surprising. That fucking division is so crazy, man.
I know.
Every year.
Ezekiel Elliott, 121 yards and a touchdown, so you're right on that. Ezekiel Elliott, good day. Cowboys win.
Yep.
Yeah, for the record, all 4 of us picked the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And Amari Cooper, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yes. Looked like an absolute stud. Looking like that was one of the worst coaching decisions by the Raiders. Worst deals of all time. But you got to remember, Amari Cooper was also like, I don't know what year he's in, but he's getting up there in age. But he's still a badass, though.
No, he's super young. He's 24.
Is he? I thought he was older than that.
No, he's only 24.
That's the only consolation that Cowboys fans have, seeing the rest of the trades for receivers at the deadline and then them giving up a first for Amari. But like the thing about Amari is like he is young, like he's growing and learning. So like
I might be getting his age confused with Des Bryant.
Yeah, Des is out there. Yeah.
Yeah, Amari Cooper got drafted in 2015.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's either way though, he's looking great. That was a good deal for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's pretty good for them.
Good for them,
let's see. Falcons lost to the Saints. We all called that.
It's not surprising, really. Although the thing that was surprising is it was a fairly close game, actually, despite the final score.
I think there's a lot of those this week. It was close up until the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Falcons running game. Matt Ryan leading rusher with 16 yards, 2 carries.
Yeah.
Tevin Coleman, 8 carries, 6 yards.
0.8 average.
That is a Buccaneer stat for you there, right there.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's a Buck
stat. Their leading tacklers are Devondre Campbell and Foyesade Olukun.
Yeah.
I never heard of them, and I don't know how to pronounce their names.
But they have Damontae Kazi. His last name is Kazi.
Yeah. No, it's KZ. That's how they pronounce it on the broadcast.
They're doing it wrong. It's actually KZ, but I'm saying it's Kazi.
Yeah. I hear you. And those were the Thanksgiving Day games. They're okay.
Yeah. I was hoping that the Saints game was going to be better than it was, but it was,
Yeah.
Then Sunday happened. Cleveland Browns.
Go
35-20.
Cleveland Browns.
Go Browns.
Baker
about the Browns?
Mayfield, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 258 yards.
Absolute monster, man.
And
Yeah.
Nick Chubb, 84
Nick
yards
Chubb,
and a
yeah.
touchdown.
Nick Chubb. He actually 2 touchdowns because he caught one too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I picked a good week to pick up Baker Mayfield to
Yeah,
play,
you did.
and not have
Mhm.
Pat Mahomes start because he had the bye week. So I was like, wow, I actually won my fantasy game by 70 points. I scored
Nick
like
Chubb
190.
Had 28 carries, coach.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a lot of carries.
They finally decided what McCarthy should have been doing all along, which is you pound the rock,
Run
coach.
him into the
Yep.
fucking ground.
And he was
yeah.
he was still getting three yards per carry too on average.
Yeah.
Like that's so
Yeah.
good. That
Yeah.
is a good workhorse, man. Nick Chubb.
Anything above 3.
Yeah, I mean, and again, we've all been saying it, and I congratulate all of those of you who listen to the podcast who had no idea, no interest at all in American football, and now you're running onto the Browns train. Dude, I am a Browns fan.
It's the perfect time.
Next season is going to be my most anticipated season ever, I think, because I've been a Bucs fan forever. I'm still a Bucs fan, but I'm also now a Browns fan.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. Next
I-
year, this
I told
podcast
you.
is going to be all Browns.
Coming into this podcast, I told you the Browns are my second team. As soon as they picked up Baker, they're in. So like,
Yeah.
and you know what? It's working out right now. As long as Condoleezza Rice is not the head coach of the Cleveland Browns next year, I think that they've got a fucking. I think they have a legitimate chance to win their division. Actually, next
Yeah.
year.
Next
I
year.
think so, too.
Yeah, next year. Yeah, not this year. No.
Yeah.
But they actually legitimately have a shot at the playoffs this year, though. By the way,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find out who their next opponents are, the remaining opponents for the Browns, because
they've got the Texans, the Panthers, the Broncos, the Bengals, and the Ravens. So it's a pretty rough schedule, actually.
Yeah.
Texans and Panthers are going to be tough. Those might just be losses.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Texans at Houston is going to be rough, but Houston, I don't know, man. Like they're on fire for sure. We were talking about it before the podcast, but if I'm not saying the Browns have a great shot. I mean, any given Sunday, right? But
Yeah.
but it's out of between Houston and Carolina, who do you see them possibly beating out of those two? Well, I guess you got to say Carolina because Carolina's not that good either. But
Yeah, they're kind of falling off too.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know.
they're not winning. The Browns
to
ain't
say.
winning out. They're not winning out.
no,
They're probably
I don't
not
think
winning
so.
out. Although if they did, that'd be fucking amazing.
That would be
It would.
amazing.
Yeah, that'd be
Uh,
the greatest turnaround ever.
You know who
Well,
else isn't winning out? The Bengals.
Yeah.
'Cause they're
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
bad.
Remember when they were like 4-0?
Yeah.
Remember when that happened? And now
Yeah,
they're
they're
5
ranked
and
up there with the
6.
Chiefs.
Yeah. What the
Yeah.
hell, man?
They're playing Jeff Driscoll because Andy Dalton out for the year.
Yeah,
and
they
reserve.
placed him on IR. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm. Actually, can we talk about Baker shitting on Hugh Jackson repeatedly all this
Oh
week?
yeah. And then the Demarius
Woo!
Randall handing the ball
Handing
to
the
Hugh
ball
on
to
the
him,
sideline.
Oh man, yeah. Did you see the handshake too?
Yep.
that he
Yeah.
gave to Hugh. Oh, it's so dirty.
It's so good. It's
I'll
so
give you-
good, Rob.
I know. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love that is actually one of the main reasons that besides the analytics, the main reason that Baker Mayfield was my number 1 QB coming out of the draft is because people are like, oh, there's a lot of red flags when he planted the flag in the center of the field and when he grabbed his nuts to the other sideline. And I'm sitting at home, I'm like, oh my God, he's my spirit animal. Bring him here. Are you kidding me? The money I would pay to see Baker Mayfield beat Tom Brady and then plant a fucking Jets flag in Foxborough, I would adore it. He could pull his pants down and rub his nuts on Belichick's face. I wouldn't care. And I think I don't know. I guess I'm not officially a first team Browns fan, so I can't say it. But like, Browns fans, you got to be happy. I feel like with Baker just shitting on this man, the bad man who hurt you so badly for 3 years. And look, Hugh Jackson, I don't know if did you guys watch Hard Knocks this year?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I
I
did.
saw some of it, but not all
Yeah.
of it.
Well, I mean, I came away with that feeling like Hugh Jackson seems like a pretty nice dude. And I feel bad for him, obviously, with that one bad, that sucks. I mean, obviously, right? That's rough. That's got to be. And obviously, I have empathy for that situation. But Hugh Jackson, as soon as he was fired from the Browns, shits on all the players, shits on the front office, shits on, and even says like, oh yeah, I wanted to take Carson Wentz, Deshaun Watson, all these guys. How the fuck do you think Baker feels about that? Right? Like, I would have done this with any QB. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, Baker's not that good. Like, it's just like I don't know. I see a lot of talking heads in the sports world being like, oh, Baker is very unprofessional in doing that. No, fuck you. Hugh was unprofessional by shitting on everyone all the time. If I was a Browns fan, I'd be very happy with Baker doing what he did personally.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I am a Browns fan, and I'm happy about it, right?
Yeah. Well, hey, let's go Browns.
Go Browns.
Next up, we had Jaguars at Bills, and hey, Bills defense coming through, and Josh Allen.
Dinger, coach.
Did you guys see that Josh Allen pass?
I did see. Yeah, that was beautiful.
It was so fast. It was like the release was just like, it's like shot down the field.
I thought he was sacked too.
I did too.
He didn't even look like he got. I don't know how his arm actually managed to throw the ball. Like he was so collapsed.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. So I was like, wait, he disappeared. When's it? I'm like, oh my God, it's like a cannon shot out the ball. Like,
yeah.
Coach's favorite man hurdler back out there, showing up.
Dude, if he stays healthy, I think he'll be good with the Bills.
You know what? I'm gonna say it too. I think so too. I am a hater. Like I was very much a doubter pre-draft with Josh Allen. And in fairness, I still am. I mean, even in this game, like that pass was, I mean, just beautiful. Yeah. It looked like Mahomes, right? Like he looked like he has the potential of Mahomes in that case. But I mean, even in this game,
for one play.
No. I mean, like the specific thing about Josh Allen is the crazy arm talent, right? And that's the same thing with Mahomes. So like, if he can get what Mahomes got right over the course of his first season, which is like, learning how to prepare and like read defenses and do all that shit and be accurate. Like if he can do that, then yeah, he definitely could play in the league. But even in this game, like I said, he was 8-19.
I just on that particular play, I loved the Robert Foster like pinwheel touchdown celebration as he was like winding his arm like into the end zone. It's so good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And the Jaguars continue their plummet
slide
from the top.
Man, what a collapse.
That is the smallest window that I have ever seen a team have in the NFL. Because they went from like legitimate Super Bowl contenders before the season started to like, holy shit, they might get like the number 1 pick or something this year.
Well, we thought they were gonna take the division because at the time the Texans were terrible. The Colts we knew were terrible. And Tennessee was kind of like just doing the usual Tennessee thing. It was like, the obvious pick is Jaguars. That defense is stellar. Bortles is coming into his own. Like, how can they not win that division?
And it turned out the exact opposite.
And then they pulled the Jaguars, and now they're basically Florida's version of the Cleveland Browns, except not good. Well, with no future.
Their defense still isn't bad. I think the biggest thing is their receiving core is just like
it doesn't exist.
It's not good. They have like a bunch of third string wide receivers, and then Blake Bortles throwing to him, who's like,
I think the problem is Bortles, to be honest, because
12 of 23, 1 TD, 2 picks.
Like Dante Moncrief, like I wouldn't consider him a third stringer. I mean, he played for the Chiefs forever and was quite good. TJ Yeldon's not bad either. They just don't have. I don't think that they have. They need someone to elevate the receiving core, that like a big playmaker who can take the pressure off the outside. But when it comes down to it, it's like, you can, even if you have that, you still have Blake Bortles throwing to you.
Yeah. Well, like last year they had Allen Robinson, who's with the Bears now.
Yeah.
And they had, what's that other guy?
Hearns.
Jaguar. Oh yeah, Austin Hearns, who's with the Cowboys, I think. So like those were their top 2 wide receivers, like 1-2, and you just
those were Bortles' favorite targets last year. Yeah, like I don't know. Like I feel like it's almost like with the Bortles thing, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy on them in this. Like they signed Blake to an extension last season, right? And it was like it was a cheap as fuck deal, right? Like it's $54 million for like a 5-year extension or something. And it was like, he's getting paid like $16-17 million a year. Like that's perfect for where he is. And I see posts on the NFL subreddit or like from like other people in sports media being like, well, the Jaguars bet big on Bortles and that seems to be not panning out. Well, did they bet big on him? Because they gave him a pretty pedestrian contract, and then they took away his best weapons, and then Leonard Fournette was out for the whole year. So like, I don't know. I feel like if you're the Jaguars organization, when you give your QB that contract, you know what he is. He's a guy that's going to play to the talent around him. He's not going to win you games. He's not going to go out there and he's going to take over games and win a lot of them. He's going to play to the talent around him. So when you take away the only targets he has and he has no running game, he's not going to do that well. And I'm being straight up with you. If you look at his stat line, it's not that bad. It's like bad, but it's not that bad.
He's not bad enough to where they're going to be losing, but he's like good enough to where they're not, constantly turning it over, like costing the team.
He's bad enough to where they're not going to be losing, but he's also not good enough for where they're going to be winning.
Yeah.
So in other words, they're just going to tie every single game.
He's an average guy. He's not gonna he's not gonna win you games, and he'll probably lose you 1 or 2. But
who's better? Who would you rather have, Blake Bortles or Kirk Cousins?
Oh, Cousins.
Yeah, easily. Not even a question. Kirk Cousins is a top 10 QB. Blake Bortles is like lucky to be middle of the pack.
But neither of them hurdled a man.
If you look at passer rating, Blake Bortles is where are you, Blake?
81.9.
He's 30th out of 34 in passer rating, next to CJ Beathard and Joe Flacco.
Yep.
And Case Keenum's actually above him. Jameis Winston's actually above him. Brock Osweiler's above him.
Yep.
So, not the greatest, but
he's not having a good year. That's true.
Yeah. But again, they took away a lot of his weapons and his running back was injured. So it's like, all right, like it's not terrible because he's got a lot of things that could improve around him, but I still think they could do better.
Yeah.
So that's the Jaguars and the Bills. Raiders lost to the Ravens. Another shocker.
Yep. Huge shocker on that one, Coach. I'm pretty sure everyone picked the Ravens on that one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Easily.
Lamar Jackson, 14-25, 178 yards, a TD, 2 picks. Also ran for 71 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
And Gus Edwards again, 118 yards running the ball. So,
well, that's the thing. Like the way that they're running that offense, you don't know who's getting the ball. So like any running back is gonna feast in that kind of a system, but it's not sustainable. I don't think it's sustainable. But I don't think they're trying to make it sustainable either. Like even like last week he had 27, 28 carries or something, Lamar Jackson, and he only had 11 this game. So I think they even know it's not sustainable.
Yeah. So and the Raiders are just bad. So that's that game.
There's not really much to talk about in that case. Yeah.
Seahawks beat the Panthers 30-27, but it was a close game. McCaffrey had 125 yards rushing and a touchdown. He also had 112 yards receiving and a touchdown. Jesus.
Yeah. He scored me 40 plus points in fantasy this week.
Yep. That's a lot.
How'd your team do, Rob?
Yeah. Don't.
Just I'm just gonna bring up fantasy right now because next week is the final week, and if Rob loses and I win, I think I get into the playoffs over him. But if Rob wins, then he gets into the playoffs.
I'm curious about that, right? Because I beat you in fantasy, so I feel like if it comes down to us having the same record, doesn't that mean that I get in? But it doesn't have me.
All tiebreakers are for points for.
For the points. God damn it. So I actually have to win now.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, you have to win, because if you don't, I think like 70 more points than you have right now.
Jesus.
Well,
so
right.
you play Invicta.
As someone who's not contending at all this season, I will be putting my best to stop Rob.
Oh, come on!
I'm not gonna just let you take it. I mean,
Well,
I gotta put up a fight.
Yeah.
I gotta
This
be
is
rooting
like-
for myself.
This is the week 17 playoff implications. We want that wild card spot.
Yeah,
Who's gonna
mad.
get it?
I had it locked up, and I lost to the last seed in the
Yeah,
fucking...
the sparkly pink fairies destroying the alpaca attack. If we're just gonna stick with fantasy, I guess, real quick here, the locks on the mosh pit, 1 through 5 seeds locked up are Great Talents team, I Eat Puppies team, Swamp Foxes, Nolan Nation, and NG Gamers Wolfpack.
Yeah.
With still in the hunt, Alpaca Attack and the ACL Terrors.
Yep.
And then the Cleveland Browns, Sparkly Pink Fairies, and Chicken Dashers. Thank you for giving us free money.
Which, by the way, if I didn't drop that last game, I would also have clinched the playoffs.
Yeah, you would.
I'm pretty mad about that.
But Fairy Swarm blocking Rob, saying
Yeah,
even
playing spoiler.
despite
I've
Rob
been-
getting 43, almost 44 points from McCaffrey.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's I played NG's Wolfpack, who clinched this week. I play him next week, so I was hoping he'd lose, so that if I won, I'd automatically get in.
Yeah.
But they ended up winning by 8 points, so you couldn't get. So now I have to rely on Rob losing, which, Sinvicta.
Yeah, I'm
You
right
gotta
here,
do it.
Coach. I'm
You
right
gotta
here,
defeat
ready
him.
to go, Coach. Everyone's
You gotta
back
defeat him.
off of the bye week.
Please don't. Please don't
I've
defeat
got
me.
I've got Pat Mahomes, Kareem Hunt at Oakland, so I'm gonna get a lot of points.
Oh God, yeah.
Hey, and that's good because I also have Tyreek Hill, who's also playing at Oakland. So
Yes, very nice.
it's gonna
Okay.
be great. Looking good. Let's see here.
Fuck, you haven't set your bench yet. God damn it.
No,
Yeah.
we got David Johnson going up against the Packers, and I also have the number 1 kicker in the league for the Houston Texans. Coach, we
Very nice, very
by the way,
nice.
my Chicago defense playing against the Eli Mannings. Looking forward to seeing the points on that one, Coach. So
Very nice.
I'll try to do you proud, Coach. I've been training long and hard for this one.
Thank you. I appreciate your support in the great playoff race.
Yep,
Um,
and good luck to Rob.
Thank you.
yeah, whatever. You can have it. So yeah, Seahawks Panthers. I think it was the last second field goal, right? Won the game. Seahawks.
Something like that. Yeah, probably.
I think it was. Who's their kicker? Janikowski. Yeah, it was a Janikowski field
D-Bass.
goal.
Yep.
He's still playing football. He's
Yeah.
been around like 20 years too.
All-time
Forever,
leading
yeah.
scorer.
Mhm.
Yeah. Or isn't that Vinatieri?
Is
I
it?
think it was Adam Vinatieri. He
Oh yeah,
got it this year.
Terry. Where's I thought Janikowski was number. Well, now I can't believe Rob didn't have this stat for me. It's
NFL.
Sebastian.
Score. Vinatieri 25-47. Mort Anderson 25-44. And I'm sure he's not far behind. Janikowski's 10th at 1,877.
He's 10th, really?
Yep.
Man, I didn't know he was that far. All right, well, never mind.
So Vinatieri, Morton Anderson, Gary Anderson, Jason Hansen, the old Lions kicker,
Yep.
John Carney, Matt Stover, George Blanda, Jason Elam, John Casey, and then Janikowski.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Um,
Just look at that.
So then we had. So yeah, I think the Seahawks are probably going to make it over the Panthers in the playoffs at this point, honestly, unless something crazy happens.
Coach Crendor, the only person to pick the Panthers, by the way.
Yeah.
That
Hey,
game.
listen, they almost won it. Okay. Giants lost to the Eagles.
Yep. I think everyone saw that one coming, Coach. Even though we all picked the Giants.
Yeah.
Some odd
Well,
reason.
in fairness, that was an extremely close game.
Yeah, it was close. And we all thought the Giants would win out, and now they can't win out. So.
Yep. Yeah.
So
Not good
Rob's
for
Super
them.
Bowl prediction just went right out the window with Eli.
it's
Well, I
gone.
mean, my prediction was if they're in the playoffs, I'm taking them.
Yeah.
So, in fairness.
Then we had the Cardinals get destroyed by the Chargers. I believe that was my lock because
No,
for
your
obvious
lock was the
reasons.
Ravens, Coach.
Oh, it was the All right. Well, I think it was somebody's lock.
It was going to be mine, and then I switched to the 49ers because I'm an idiot.
Okay. Let's see. Geno Smith went 0 for 3 as the backup Charger quarterback, just to throw that info out there.
Yep.
And Melvin Gordon got injured, I believe. So that's
just to
not
give
good for
the
the
Chargers
Falcons.
a window preview of what happens when Rivers finally leaves.
Yeah. And Joey Bosa had 2 sacks.
Yeah.
And Derwin James had an interception. Victor, remember when you wanted Derwin James?
Yeah, no, I remember, Coach, very fondly.
remember.
So yeah, that was would have been great. The only person with a possibly worse name than Darnold, Derwin.
Yep. Dolphins lost to the Colts, which was a pretty close game, actually.
Who do you guys think is going to win comeback player of the year? Think it's Andrew Luck?
It probably will be Andrew Luck, actually.
I think it should be, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's playing as like a top quarterback, and he just, after a year and a half of not playing like at all.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
And he just broke the record. He became the second quarterback ever to have 8 straight games with 3+ touchdowns.
I mean,
wow.
I hate to say it, but I would also have to argue that Deshaun Watson might be in that running as well.
Yeah. I mean,
he's
I
kind
think
of playing like this last year, though.
Yeah, I feel like J.J. Watt is more in that conversation than
oh, yeah, that's true.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
All that to say, I just don't care who wins comeback of the player.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
I just don't.
But I mean, Andrew Luck's killing it this year, though. So
yeah.
I mean, he's got like 30. How many? Yeah, he's got 32 touchdown passes this year already. So
that is spicy.
Mm-hmm.
He's only 2 games back of the Texans for first place. Texans have won 8 in a row. Colts have won 5 in a row.
Yeah.
So pretty crazy over there. How about the Broncos beating the Steelers? I should have kept going with the sleeping horse.
You really should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't. Actually, what were the stats of that game? That was Broncos.
For the record,
Big Ben had a really weird game.
Yeah, he had 462 yards, 1 TD, 2 picks.
Yeah.
And everyone's making a big deal out of how many interceptions he's thrown. It's like, well, I mean, yeah, Roethlisberger has always thrown an interception.
Mm-hmm. He's got a bit of a gunslinger thing to him. Yeah. Well,
I mean, the thing is, though, his receiving core has always been solid. It may or may not revolve around the fact that he has one of the best wide receivers ever. Antonio Brown is just a monster.
Dude, forget about Antonio Brown for a second. Juju Smith-Schuster is having a fucking monster year so far.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why everyone who's all the pundits and stuff are like talking about Big Ben's big, huge interception count this season. It's like, yeah, but look at who he's passing to.
Yeah.
And the Steelers defense is still good. So I mean,
I
hate the Steelers. So like,
And hey, we're talking about the team that lost in that game, but like on the Broncos, Phillip Lindsay again impresses. 110 yards, 7.9 average, 1 touchdown. Like, he seems like a fucking player, man.
Yeah, I think they got to go with him now. They tried Royce Freeman, 6 carries, 17 yards. Like, you gotta go Phillip Lindsay. Like, just ride him out, ride that horse out.
Let him be the back, right?
I gotta say, Case Keenum looked a little rough around the edges. He, I don't know. There was a couple of throws in that game where I was watching him and I was like, man, he doesn't look like he's fully acclimated. He made a couple of good passes though. Like some of the touchdown one specifically was actually not bad at all to Emmanuel Sanders, but
yeah,
I'm not sure if he's going to be the long term for Denver.
I don't think so. I think they're going to get somebody else.
Yeah, Case Keenum.
Yeah, no, probably not.
And then finally we had the Titans-Texans, where the Texans won the game.
8 in a row.
8 in a row. Titans.
I thought
good at the start, and then
I thought it was going to be a much closer game than what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did too. Deshaun Watson, it does
he's
look pretty good.
He's a fucking god, man.
He's looking real good. I have to eat crow on that one too because I thought the Texans weren't that great, but turns out none of us know anything about professional football.
Well, in fairness, no team in the history of the NFL has started off a season 0-3 and then gone on to win 8 straight games. Like no team has ever done that. So like,
what you're saying is I have the power of a god to say if a team is not good after the first 3 games and continually dump on them for weeks at a time, they will actually be in the history books. Got it.
Yeah.
So speaking of in the history books, in that game, Marcus Mariota, 22 of 23.
Yeah, I saw that.
He had like I think it was like a 96% completion percentage. And he actually would have gotten the record for highest completion percentage in a game if Phillip Rivers didn't do it earlier in the day.
It's like 25, I think.
Yeah, which is crazy. Pretty wild, man.
Yeah, dude. Like Mariota's good. They got Corey Davis, who's good. They've got some good pieces. I think they need some more. I think they need a good running back in Tennessee. It's like Derrick Henry's kind of mediocre. Mariota runs, but like their leading rusher was Corey Davis with 39 yards, and then Derrick Henry had 30 yards on 8 carries.
Well, it was on one play though for Corey Davis. In case anyone didn't watch that game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest though. I'm not convinced in the Marcus Mariota experiment right now.
Why not?
To be honest. Well, let's look at his stats on the year.
All right, here we go. Rob's got some stats, everyone.
So here's his stats. 70% completion percentage. Fantastic. Really good, right?
Yeah.
Yardage, 1,800 yards. Touchdowns, 9. Interceptions, 6. And then you could say, well, but he runs, right? Well,
right.
He's got 283 yards rushing with
All right.
2 more touchdowns. So, I mean, they're all kind of pretty pedestrian numbers, you know?
Well, I feel like he hasn't had much to work with on top of that. Like they've had like a mediocre running game. He's only had one good wide receiver, which is like Corey Davis right now. And I feel like Delaney Walker is probably his other main target who's been gone.
Yeah.
So I feel like if he can get some more things around him, he'll probably do better.
I mean,
it's right now I think he's in a Bortles situation where he just needs some stuff around him. But then again, I'd trust him more than Bortles.
Yeah, he's better than Bortles. I was gonna say I'd rather have Marcus Mariota than Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. I mean, me too. Yeah,
easily.
Mm-hmm.
So
you guys know?
For the record, all of us picked the Texans, by the way.
Yeah, we all picked the Texans. Did you guys know that Blake Bortles was the 3rd overall pick in the 2014 draft? And since that time, he leads the league in interceptions, turnovers, and pick sixes thrown.
Yes, I do. I did see that post, but I do want to mention that
and Rob still defends the guy.
No, because one thing that I do want to mention about that is if you look at those stats that they're talking about that he's leading the league in, interceptions, total turnovers, and pick sixes, it's like 3 different ways to say almost the same stat. So I mean, like, yes, he does, but again, like that's, I feel like that's just kind of unfairly shitting on him by like he leads the league in passing the ball and throwing the ball to receivers and receivers catching the balls thrown by him. It's just like it's kind of a pointless, So, but yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, those are the games from that week. Let us move on to the power rankings, Invicta.
Thank you, Coach Crendor. Ready to go here for the Week 13 power rankings from the NFL.com, the Bible of the football internet. And I think that it's probably the easiest top 3. You guys might even get the top 5, although the 5 might be a little bit shaky. So I'll throw it up to the panel real quick. Top 5. You only get one strike and you're out. So let's hear. It doesn't have to be in the order, but it can't. For extra points, if you can name it in the order of whence it came, I'll give you an extra point.
All right. I'm gonna say Saints at 1.
That's correct, Coach. Saints number 1, 10-1. Previous rank still number 1.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and say Rams number 2.
That's absolutely correct, Coach. 10-1. Rams number 2. Can you keep going?
Let's just throw the Chiefs in at 3.
Yeah. Chiefs sitting there 9-2, and here's where it gets a little bit tricky.
Patriots?
Patriots are number 4. They
Okay.
moved up from number 5, and then the 5th one is the hardest one.
Chargers.
Coach?
Brendor.
I'll say Bears.
It is the San Diego LA Superchargers.
Let's go.
Moving up from 6, they took the place of Steelers, who dropped to. Bears stood at the 7th spot. Unbelievably, the Texans actually stayed at 8. Vikings moved up from 10 to 9. And then the Seattle Seahawks at 6-5, sitting at number 10, Coach Crendor. Now, we have ourselves the biggest fall of the week, Coach Crendor or Rob. Tell me, who do you think fell the furthest?
Bengals.
Coach Crendor.
Redskins.
It was the Carolina Panthers falling 5 positions after dropping the game at home to Seattle. They went from 9 to 14th, while the Cowboys and the Colts moving up 1 here. Now, this is going to be a really fun for us here, and honestly, I think that I'm giving you guys the benefit of the doubt because I have a feeling you're gonna both nail this one. How many spots have the Cleveland Browns, our team of the year next year? How many spots, just positions? You don't have to tell me what their number, but how many positions do you think that they have risen in the power rankings on NFL.com?
3. I'm going to say 3.
Coach Crendor. I said 3 as well.
Oh, you said, oh yeah. Okay. Well, you're both wrong. They went up 4 spots.
Damn it. I thought about 4.
They went up 4 spots here, tying actually the Bills, who also moved up 4 spots. And then the biggest gainer of the entire week, I'll let you both have one crack at that. I guarantee you're not going to get it unless you cheat. But because this makes no sense at all, but it's still the Bible of the internet, Coach. You both get one guess. Which team moved? I'll give you the number 5 spots after one win. 5 spots. They went from 24th to 19th.
Let's see. Looking at all these games.
Oh, Eagles.
I'm gonna say Broncos.
It was the Philadelphia Eagles. Rob cheated all the way there. Good job, Rob. They moved up from 24th to 19th. And as always, we have to have our trivia question here. Rob, true or false, did the Jets move at all after this week from rank 31st?
We were 31st?
Yes. Have the Jets, the Jets have either moved or fallen?
I don't think they've moved.
That is correct. They stayed at the 31st position. And then this one, I'll just throw it over to Coach because he's not a Bucs fan, but I'll ask you, you do know the NFL, Coach. True or false, the Buccaneers have moved from the 27th spot?
True.
Absolutely false, Coach. They stayed at 27 despite beating the anemic 49ers there. And rounding out the bottom here is Raiders, Jets, and then the Arizona Cardinals still locking in that top pick, Coach, at 2-9, ranking as the worst team in the NFL. Back up to the analyst desk with Coach Crendor and Rob.
Hear me out. The Jets are bad, okay?
Okay.
We deserve a low ranking.
Yes.
But there are 3 teams in the NFL that have a worse record than us.
Yeah.
And I think there's 2 other teams that have the same record as us. How are we 31st?
Well, clearly because the Niners and the Raiders are way better than the New York Jets, Rob, along with the Jaguars also being ranked up there, and the Giants.
What about the Cardinals too?
Yeah. But I want to point out that despite the Buccaneers winning their 4th game, finally snapping the 7-game losing skid, they are still below the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Well,
the Buccaneers don't encounter a team that has more wins than the Bucs do until the 25th spot, and that's the Bengals.
Yeah.
Yes, the Jets are. They're bad, Rob.
Yeah, I mean they're garbage. But hey, one thing that I should mention: there are a lot of good teams in football this season. Like a lot of really good ones. I mean, like it doesn't happen that often that we have like 8-3, 7-3, 8-3, 9-2, 8-3 in the same division, 8-3, 10-1, and 10-1 as the leaders of the division. Like that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's pretty wild. That's
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys know Jaguars going to be starting Cody Kessler?
Yeah, I heard that.
All right. Well,
breaking news from Coach Crendor.
Yeah, just a little breaking news. All right.
Yeah.
Let's pick some games.
Pick 'em.
Pick them.
Pick them. Oh, what? One more thing. The Packers have signed offensive lineman Gerhard De Beer. That's right. His name is De Beer. Berr. If that's not a Packer name, I don't know what is.
Breaking news, Coach Crendor, just coming down the line here. Commissioner Goodell has put Reuben Foster on the commissioner's exempt list. He is not allowed to participate in Redskins drills or games pending his investigation for his arrest and domestic violence. Coach Crendor, just breaking now.
All right, great news there. Great move by the Redskins, obviously. I'm kidding, it's not. Okay, well,
there you go.
Let's go ahead. Oh wait, where were our things from last week? Where are we?
So we ended the week. The prediction record for week 12. Coach and Rob both sitting at 69% win percentage, going 11-5. Sinvicta at 75%, 12-4, and then Bear Taffy locking it in with 81%, going 13-3 overall. Bear still leads it because his results are completely skewed. Then it's Rob and myself. Rob only beats me because I have the 2 ties that I predicted, and then Coach Crendor sitting at a paltry 58% with 86 wins, 62 losses.
I do want to mention, I think you're only 1 game back because of the 2 ties, not because you did not pick them. If you decided to pick them, then maybe you would have got the same amount of wins as me. I'm just saying.
I'm actually 2 games behind you, Rob, but yes, sure.
Well, no, you're 1 game back because ties are a half a win. So you got 1 extra win, basically. So it's 93 to 92.
It's 93 to 91.
Week 3?
Right,
I was way above everyone.
Yeah.
All right. We okay, ties. Right, Somebody clarify the ties. Okay.
Just predict ties for the rest of the season. Nothing.
Well, I was thinking about that. Like mathematically, eventually, it's going to be the best option to just predict every game as a tie, right? If we're trying to win this,
so we need to have like rules of not being allowed to do it.
Yeah, probably.
You can only have 1 tie call per week, and it has to be a believable tie.
I mean,
it can't be like Jets, Patriots tie.
With the way that scores are tied or ties are scored rather, any game that you're like unsure of, just call a tie. You get half a win.
Well, Coach just set the record straight, so we got to follow Coach's rules there.
Fair enough. Yeah.
You gotta
all
follow
right.
the rules
First
now.
game, Saints Cowboys actually might be a pretty darn good game.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this legit could be actually pretty fun to watch.
Yeah.
And by the way, you guys should totally get the bounty before it goes away. I forgot.
I already did it yesterday.
Okay, good. All right.
I have another active bounty, but I'd love to do that one.
Thanks again, NFL.
Thank you, NFL, for the easy money.
So really, the only good Thursday night game has been like Packers Seahawks, and that wasn't even good for me because it was sadness. So I'm hoping this one is good, so I can finally watch a good one. At least, the Saints are going to score a lot, probably, so you can see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
Cowboys been picking up steam.
They will also take the win, though.
Yeah, is anybody taking the Cowboys?
I don't think I am, though.
Yeah, I'm taking the Saints. It's 10-1.
I still think the Cowboys can win, but it's like when you're running the ball, gaining chunks of yards. You can't just give up on that. You got to keep going until they lose.
You can never feel 100% satisfied picking the Saints because the fact of the matter is they lost their only loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Coach.
But that game is a perfect example of the only way that you can beat the Saints right now, which is outshoot them. And
Yes.
I don't think the Cowboys can. So,
Yeah.
Correct.
yeah.
Unless they literally get a bunch of guns and start shooting. them.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe Ezekiel Elliott will go off and control the clock or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I still pick the Saints.
Yeah.
Saints.
Ravens at Falcons. Bird battle.
Bird battle.
I got to go with the Ravens, coach. I think that they are on a pretty good hot streak, and it's not going to stop for the lowly Atlanta Falcons, even at home.
Ravens also have number 1 defense in yards per game, so like top in allowing
Net
yards.
Yeah.
The number 2 passing defense and the number 3 rushing defense.
Wow, I
So,
didn't know the Ravens defense was that good.
the Ravens always seem to have a good defense.
They always do, yeah, but that's
Yeah.
like exceptionally good too.
Yeah, Terrell Suggs had a touchdown. He's been
Yeah, he
playing
did.
for like
That was-
20
that was
years
a-
too.
I
was a
can't
great-
believe. Yeah, it's
great
amazing.
play to
Every
watch.
time they announce his name, it's just like, how are you still playing? That's insane.
It's like Julius Peppers too.
yeah.
Yeah,
We're all
Suggs
taking the
is
Ravens
36.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think we're all taking the Ravens.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Panthers Bucks.
Gotta go Carolina, coach. Gotta go Carolina.
Gotta go to the stats page. It's what I got.
Rob, the stats page never helps that much when it comes down to pickups. It's just a coin flip.
Who is, besides Bear, leading in wins right now in the pick'ems? So I think these stats
By
are working out
one
for
game. Because I'm an
a
idiot.
lead is a lead, my friend. A W is a
You
W.
picked 2 ties.
Well, let's see. The passing yards per game defense. Panthers are, where are they? 22nd. So not that great. They could get passed on a lot. But they've lost, so I think they kind of wanted to have a game where they win because they've been losing, so they might try harder. Buccaneers I don't know.
Yeah, Carolina's got a good run defense. And
The
Buccaneers are bad
are-
at running anyway.
The Buccaneers are awful, coach.
But
this might be a win for the Bucks.
yeah, I mean, they're at home. So, you know what? I'm going to take the Bucks. I'm feeling the Bucks.
I mean, I did root against them and get a loss last week. So rushing defense is like 18th for the Bucks. I'm gonna take the Panthers.
All right. Thank you, Rob.
I'm taking the Bucks.
That's fair. I think they might win. Legitimately.
Yeah, I do too. That's why
I want to take the Bucks because it's the first time Coach and I would ever be upon Bucks pick.
Yeah.
But I'm taking.
You don't
Panthers.
trust him.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
We had Bears and the Giants.
Is Trubisky starting, by the way?
Nope.
No.
He's not. He's how long is he out for?
They don't know still.
Fuck.
So this could be a game for the Giants, but the Bears defense is still really good, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Bears. I think it's an easy pick. I tried to listen to you on the Giants last week, Coach. Not happening this.
Yeah.
Taking the Bears.
Yeah.
Where are the Bears? Oh yeah, they're the 2 ranked rushing defense. Yeah, I'll take the Bears too.
Well,
You're right there.
yeah, I'm fine. Part of me still thinks the Giants are going to upset it, but part of me is just like, no, they're not. What are you thinking?
They could. I mean, they could.
They're at home.
Any
If
given
Chase
Sunday.
They don't have Trubisky. You know what? I'm going to take the Giants.
All
Because
right.
Trubisky's not in there.
Any given Sunday, Coach. Any given Sunday.
Hey man, Chase Daniel already had a third of all of his passes in 10 years in his last game. Imagine
true.
how many passes he's gonna have in this one.
It's against the Lions. So yeah, I'm taking the Giants. Screw it.
All right.
Bills at Dolphins.
Gotta go Bills. Going Bills.
I'm
Josh
going
Allen,
Bills too.
Josh Allen
Allen.
back. He hurdled a man.
He hurled a man, but Ryan Tannehill didn't look too bad.
Yeah, he's still Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
But it's Josh Allen.
Yeah, I go Bills. Good defense, Josh Allen.
Yep.
They do have a very good defense.
I'm going Bills, Coach.
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
Robert.
it's tough because the numbers tell me that this is the Bills win, but my heart tells me this is a Dolphins win.
Right.
You just can't pick the Bills.
Yeah, I hate being wrong, and I'm wrong about. I might be wrong about Josh Allen. So, you know what? Since I talked so much shit about Josh Allen pre-draft, I'm going with the Bills this game.
All right.
Prove me wrong.
That is a confusing statement, but all right.
Colts at Jaguars. Give me the Colts.
Yep.
Colts.
No confidence in Jaguars at all.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
None at all.
Lots of confidence in the Colts, actually, honestly.
Yeah.
Personally.
They're looking good.
Yeah.
Browns at Texans.
Go
This is
Browns.
a good game.
Go Browns.
Oh,
I got to take the Browns. I got to do it. I can't pick against them.
Me neither.
know.
I'm picking the Browns.
But it's
Go
not
Browns.
fair. I already automatically picked the Jets. That's two.
Don't be a
Browns
fair
might
weather
win.
Browns. Don't be a fair weather Browns fan, Rob.
You know what? You're right. I'm taking
Go
the Browns.
Browns. Go Browns.
Woo!
Cleveland Browns. They got
Baker
it.
touchdown maker.
They are going to get absolutely killed by the Texans, but go
Yeah,
Browns.
the Texans are definitely going to win that.
Oh, you never know.
Go
Yeah.
Browns. Picking Browns.
Okay. Broncos at Bengals. Sleeping horse. Bronco.
It's not even a sleeping horse.
When is that horse going to wake up? That's what I want to.
When the playoffs hit.
Yeah, no, it's definitely Broncos for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Broncos, even though I think I could see Cincinnati winning this game unless they
but
don't have
it's
Andy
the
Dalton.
Jeff Driscoll era.
I know.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
That's why I said
Not
unless if
happening
they don't have Andy Dalton.
They don't have AJ Green either. Or
Is he out
Perfect.
too?
Yeah, AJ Green's been out.
It's going to be Broncos.
Yeah, it's Broncos
Yeah,
for
it's gotta
sure.
be Broncos. Let's see. Then we have the Rams at Lions. Ooh, that's a Rams.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a pretty easy Rams right there.
Yeah.
And then comes the game of the week, Coach.
Oh,
Can't
man.
wait to hear about
Cardinals
this one.
at Packers. If we lose this game, Mike McCarthy should just walk out of the building without a job. I swear
At
if we
home,
lose
That's
this
for the
game.
Cards. If they lose those stats. 30-second offense, 19th defense,
I swear to
30-second
God.
passing, 30-second in rushing.
This is a classic Packer trap game. When we almost lost to the 49ers. It's going to be like that. They'll be like, where are these Cardinals coming from? Rosen, 4 touchdowns. I'll be like, oh my God.
For those of you listening, if you want to see what me and Rob are laughing at so hard, you got to go to NFL.com, look at the schedule, go down and click the game for Arizona and Green Bay. Just look at the league rankings graph.
Oh,
There-
so bad.
There are horizontal bar graphs to represent where a team ranks in the NFL.
Yeah.
3 of the categories out of 4 for the Cardinals have no graph.
The
It's
only thing
30
they have
seconds.
is defense.
And it's 19th, which is still worse than the Packers.
It's still pretty
Yeah.
bad, yeah.
I am praying everything that the Packers lose this just to hear Trent Door's reaction.
I will lose my mind. That's like the last straw. If we lose to the 32nd ranked team of every stat, I'll be like, it's done. Just end it.
I am
Yeah.
picking
The
the
season.
Packers, Coach, but I want to see the card. This is the one time where I hope I'm just flat out wrong and the Cardinals go to Lambeau and just trounce the Packers.
Yeah.
That's at home too. Fun fact, we haven't won a road game this year. So we should win this, that means.
Yeah, I'm taking the Packers too, but there is something deep inside of me that tells me that Rosen's going to get his 3rd win on this one.
That scares me.
I can't wait. I'm watching this game with Crendor. I cannot wait.
Oh, man.
Chiefs at Raiders.
Raiders.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
mean,
picking
this
them.
is pretty obvious, yeah, right?
Yeah,
It's all
Chiefs, you
Chiefs,
gotta go
yeah.
Chiefs.
Yeah, this
All right.
is-
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
fair enough,
Jets at Titans.
Titans.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the Titans for me.
Sorry, Rob.
Sorry.
I'm gonna take the Jets.
All right.
Happy about
It's
it.
all good.
All right.
You never know. They might surprise
No, we
you.
won't. We really
All right,
won't.
yeah, they probably won't.
we punt the ball in the fourth quarter. All right, we go into this game with a loss.
Hey, I know all about punting in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Yeah, it was funny because McCarthy was like, I played the numbers. And it's like, everybody just did the numbers, and the numbers where you should have went for it. And he's like, my numbers, no. It's great. That's great. 49ers at Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Yeah, I got to go
Seahawks, yeah.
Seahawks are starting to get rolling.
If you lose to the Bucks, you can't be that good unless you're the Saints.
Yeah. Vikings, Patriots.
That'll be a good game.
Gonna be a good game.
But I'm taking Patriots.
Taking Pats.
Wow, you know what's surprising is the Vikings in rushing 30th in the league.
Yeah.
That's really quite bad. Yeah, which is weird because remember Dalvin Cook was like heralded as like a god, and then he got injured last year. But I guess he is not winning comeback player of the year.
Yep. Nope. And the Pats 22nd in defense.
Yeah.
Who needs that?
I can see them losing it, but I'm still taking the Patriots.
Guess who's ranked 30th in defense, by the way? Kansas City.
Yeah.
I was going to say them or the Rams, but yeah.
Yeah.
This is why I say I want an offensive coach, because the fucking Chiefs have like one of the worst fucking defenses in the league, and they're 9-2. Just stop. I need an offensive coach. Sorry.
Yeah. It's at the point where like all your defense is supposed to do is get turnovers. That's like their job. Mm-hmm. Like just get a turnover, get it back to the offense, let them score more points, and then they can't catch up. That's literally the job of the defense now.
But Rob,
who you taking?
I don't know. This is a tough one.
Who you taking, Rob?
I'll take the Patriots at home. Tom Brady rarely loses in Foxborough.
Yeah, he has his like regiment he does. It's like, my home field, I'll go to my local Boston organic market, pick up my fresh fish with my Tom Brady pills. You can buy on TomBrady.com.
Rub some avocado lipstick on my son's lips.
It's this guy, that's his home field advantage. He gets that routine. He can't do that when he's in like, Minnesota. So yeah, I'm taking Pats.
Yeah. I could see them losing this one though.
Yeah, I could see them losing too. I just don't think they will.
Yeah.
Chargers at Steelers. That's a good game for Sunday
Game
night.
of the week right here.
Wow,
Actual game of the week.
It's almost like a mirror match in those rankings, except for the rushing offense.
Mm-hmm. And Marvin, what's his name's out for the Chargers now, so that's going to weaken their rushing.
Yep.
Oh, wait, Melvin Gordon?
Yeah, Melvin Gordon knows it.
Ooh, he's out? That's pretty big.
Melvin Gordon, let's see, injury update. It was his knee got injured. But apparently it's just a sprain. It's an MCL sprain. So he's still going to be able to play, just probably like week to week type of thing.
Right.
Well, I'll be the first to commit here, Coach. I see the Steelers winning this game at home.
Yeah. I think I'm taking the Steelers too, with Gordon out.
Yeah. I'll go Chargers. Let's go Chargers.
That is not a bad pick. Let's
just go Chargers.
I love how
Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
This is the impression of Rob thinking is, and then Krendor's like,
They got Joey Bosa. He's sacking people now. He's back. They got a pretty good defense. They got Derwin James. Very good player.
I think this is a coin toss game, honestly. I think either team could win. Although I see the Steelers crashing and burning while shooting themselves in the foot while falling out of the airplane a lot faster than the Chargers do. So
yeah,
if it ends up in that kind of a game, then Steelers definitely lose.
But who are you picking then?
I said Steelers. I'm taking the Steelers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I still think the Steelers are going to win, but
yeah. Dude, I can't wait till the snow games start hitting. I love the snow games.
Yeah, me too.
Those are always fun.
And then we have this game.
The Redskins Eagles.
Humdinger!
Let's just point this out by saying the best stat that the Redskins have is being 13th in rushing. That's their best stat. And the best stat the Eagles have is being 13th in passing.
Yep.
My God.
We've got a mediocre battle on our hands, and that's exactly what I expect to see.
That is the definition by the book of a humdinger, Coach.
You could pretty much pencil me in for rooting against the Redskins for the rest of the season. So, like,
I'm going Eagles. Yeah. Plus, I think Eagles. They're just a better team right now too.
Yeah. Got to go with the Eagles, Coach Crendor. I don't see the Washington Redskins taking the win in Philadelphia.
Did you guys see that Clinton Dick's not doing too well in Washington?
Yep.
Yeah, I heard.
Sure did. I even saw your post, Coach. That was great.
Yep. That fourth rounder's looking better and better every day. It's my favorite was getting stiff-armed in the face by the Lions, and then getting stiff-armed in the chest by Julio Jones.
Yeah.
So it's just he's also giving up big plays every week. I don't know what happened. Like, he's never been like amazing, even though people are like, yeah, it's pretty good safety. I remember, I linked the clip. There was the Seattle championship game where all he had to do was knock down the 2-point conversion, and he just stopped and gave up. And I was like, what are you doing? And I forget, like Deion Sanders was on. He was like, I was so mad. I was like, young man, what are you doing? You need to make that play. And I was like, yeah, what are you doing? You need to make that play. And then he lost. So I think that kind of changed the taste in my mouth about and not caring if he got traded. Because it feels like ever since then, he's just kind of been like, whatever. And he wasn't going to re-sign with us anyway. So it was like, just get something.
Let's get those locks in, boys, before we wrap it up here.
Okay.
Get in.
Who are your picks for lock of the week? I've got my pick.
All right.
But I'm not going to say mine first because I always say mine first.
I'm going to say Chiefs winning over the Raiders.
All right.
Rob, locking in the most obvious. Good job, Rob.
I am going to go a little riskier, but not that risky. I'm going to lock in the Titans over the Jets.
Yeah. Coach taking my alternate pick if this one wasn't taken. Coach Crendor, can't believe I'm doing it, but I'm gonna lock in the Green Bay Packers.
Woo! Oh, snap.
Even though I want the Cardinals to win, I know they're probably not.
Get ready for possible sadness.
I'll at least be able to share in your sadness, Coach Crendor.
That's good.
Oh, by the way, in case any of you were waffling on your Eagles pick, I just read an article here on the Washington Post. DJ Swearinger calls out the Redskins' preparation again, says walkthroughs feel like a joke.
There you go.
Well, that's
a bad football team having a bad practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is.
I was actually looking. Week 15 is when the Saturday games start. So they always throw some Saturday games.
Oh, yeah.
And then one of the Saturday games is actually Texans-Jets in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Oh, good.
In New York. There you go. Home field embarrassment.
Good.
And then week 16, we actually get the Packers at Jets. So we'll have a fun time. Time there. Somebody's going to be sad.
It's going to be me. Yeah.
Honestly, if we're out of the playoffs by that point and we win, I'll be sad because I'll be like, why aren't we just tanking? Put Kaiser in. So yeah, we only got a few more weeks here, but playoff picture, let's just wrap it up with that right now. It is the Chiefs Patriots as the bye weeks, and then Ravens would play the Texans, Chargers would play the Steelers. And then the Saints-Rams got the bye week. It would be Redskins, Bears, and Vikings-Cowboys, which I don't expect the playoff picture to stay like it is right now.
Yeah.
I think the Colts could probably get in. They're the number one team trying to get into the AFC. And then I think they'd probably make it in instead of the Ravens, honestly. Then Redskins will probably fall out. It'll probably be Seahawks making it in. Hopefully Packers if we get things turned around, but I doubt it. So yeah,
I just want to see the Browns in the playoffs. That's all I want to see now.
That would be phenomenal. If they just got to win out, go Browns, win out.
Go Browns.
And that's that.
Go Browns.
So thanks for listening, everybody. This show's on YouTube. This show's on SoundCloud, and that's it might be on iTunes. I haven't checked. It's probably up there now. Just 3 guys talk about football, 3 guys and a bear. Just try a bunch of different things if you can't find it.
We're very
It's one
professional here, so you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Da-da-da, da-da-da,
Da-da-da.
da-da-da.